Well, that was really what it goes back to her ambition, right, and how her ambition has sort of been sitting in her in the relationship of the dynamic of the couple. And it was interesting for us to explore Frank achieving his goal and her realization that his achievement was not feeling like her achievement, and that to be First Lady was not satisfying enough to her, and that she has had these dormant political ambitions and a certain way she wanted to move through the world that has not been satisfied. So we feel like that's been inherent in the character, but what the revelation for her has been is his success is not feeling like her success in a way that she thought that it would. And we were excited to play that out during the course of this season and then to see where it goes now in season 4. We'll see. Well, that was really the conception of Bo Willimon, the showrunner, and the other executive producers, and David Fincher, executive producer of the show, and shot the pilot and really set the visual tone palette of the show, the visual language of the show. It was originally a British series, as people know, and this was the American version. And it was Netflix that had the idea of possibly reimagining this series, and yeah, it's really Bo who has spent some time in politics and was excited about the idea. For him, it is a show about marriage and a show about power, and politics is the milieu, the world that it lives in. But he doesn't think about it as a political show. It's not about politics and the darkness, the corruption of politics. It's about the corruption of character. And his inspiration is more Shakespeare, as much Shakespeare as it is about the actual political world. It's just the political world is a world he knows, having worked on some political campaigns, and one of his best friends is our full-time political consultant, so it's a world that he's very interested in and has experience in. But his objective is to really explore these particular characters and this particular relationship. It's not a big statement about Washington. It's not a big statement about politics in general necessarily. It's much more about these two individuals. House of Cards is such an extreme version, and as we say, we try and make it, although a lot of it is improbable, we still try and make it possible for the most part. I think a president who's murdered 2 people is too far, you know. But so I think that there's something in the fun of, just in the fun of it, of seeing the extreme version of the bridge too far. I think it's sort of juicy and a little bit sensational and fun for them. No one in particular.
Because I read he's like Lyndon Johnson trying to get the majority leader, being vice president, then president, you know.
Yes, I think we read a lot of Johnson, so I think there's a little bit of him. There's a little bit of Richard III. There's a little bit. I mean, he is now, I think, his own person. He's his own creation, but he definitely is pulled from some real life people and then, you know, some other characters that are inspirational. I don't know. I think, you know, journalists were also very interested in the journalism storylines, and I think it's fun for people to see what they do reflected. You know, writers, the play is about 2 writers, because I'm a writer, so I think in general it's interesting to see your job, what you do reflected in fiction. I think it's fun. I don't know. I don't know. I think as I said, we try and get a lot of the machinations and the policy and some of the insider stuff right. So I think it's fun for them to see where we succeeded and where we failed, and what we got right and what we didn't get right, and to have opinions about it. But I don't know. It's been delightful that they all like it so much and that they talk about it so much. But I'm not 100% clear on it. It takes about a year. It takes about a year.
But
so
for you to write.
For the whole thing. So we started writing season 4 in January, and we begin filming in June, and then I believe they will wrap sometime in December. The schedule is still coming together, but wrap sometime in December, and then they need to continue finishing and editing. And in the past, the seasons have released in February. We don't have a release date, so I don't know what it will be for season 4. But that's basically, and the writer's room, we write in January before shooting until June, and then we write in New York City, and then we'll move to Baltimore where the stages are. So we'll be in Baltimore for May, June, for June, July, August. Well, you would know more than me, but it certainly seems like there's a lot to talk about and a lot to explore with your system here. So it seems like someone should do that. It seems. Would people be open to that?